Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015, around 7:28 in the evening in Billerica, Massachusetts. Tornado warning has been canceled for eastern Massachusetts and New Hampshire, but there's still a chance of some severe thunder showers until 8 o'clock tonight. It's very soupy out and very muggy, but this is a cold front, and tomorrow's going to be less humid, dry, which is pretty good. Not too much news to report, so I'm on to my third and final video blog subject of the night. Tonight's personality profile, which I always do the third and final video blog of the night for most of my video blogs I've been doing since I started, is Terry O'Reilly. Terry O'Reilly played for the Boston Bruins for all of his NHL career for 14 years, and he was a very tough guy for the Boston Bruins, and he played right wing. Terry was born and he grew up in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. He started playing hockey as a youngster, and he played junior hockey for the Oshawa Generals. That's the same junior hockey team that Bobby Orr played for. Eventually, Eric Lindros played for the Oshawa Generals. He was pretty good. He was a winger, very physical player, very tough player, drew a lot of penalty minutes. The Boston Bruins drafted Terry in the first round of the 1971 NHL entry draft, number 14th overall. And for one season, Terry played for the Boston Bruins AHL team, the American Hockey League, the Boston Braves, which actually played some of their home games at the Boston Garden. In 1972, Terry was called up to the Boston Bruins. He played one game in the 1971-72 season. He scored a goal in that game. He played that one game because the NHL had an expansion draft in 1972, and players who played a minimum one game in the NHL could have a chance to be exposed to being drafted by the Flames and the Islanders, who came into the league in 1972. But the Bruins kept Terry O'Reilly. He cracked the big lineup, the Bruins for good in 1972-73, and he was with the roster into 1984-85, and he was a very great player, Terry O'Reilly. He was nicknamed Tasmanian Devil. 4 times he scored 20 or more goals. 2 times he scored 50 assists in a season. He never had a 100-point season, but 5 times he drew at least 200 penalty minutes. He was a rough player and stuff, kind of like an enforcer type player. He wasn't known for like a goal scorer and stuff like that. He was, kind of, the Bruins had the grit players. In the late 70s, he fit in the mold of the lunch pail game during that time period. And he also was nicknamed Bloody O'Reilly, but he was protective of his teammates and stuff like that. And he was a good leader for the Boston Bruins and stuff, a great locker room leader and stuff like that. And one year he led the Bruins in goals, points, and penalty minutes. I think 1977-78 season he did that. He was only one of 3 Bruins players ever to lead the Bruins in goals, points, and penalty minutes. The other 2 were Bobby Orr and Joe Thornton. So that's an elite company that Terry O'Reilly did. And towards the end of the career, Terry was named captain of the Bruins the final 2 seasons. And he retired after the 1984-1985 season. Terry never played in the All-Star game and stuff, which is not that surprising because he wasn't known as goal scoring and stuff. And even if he did, he probably wouldn't have played and stuff like that. They didn't have commissioner selections or president selections for All-Star games back in the early 80s and stuff, but if they did, he probably would go the last year he played because of for kind of a lifetime achievement award. And Terry's stats were 204 goals, 402 assists for 606 points, 2,095 penalty minutes. He's the all-time Bruins penalty minute leader, Terry is. In the playoffs, he scored 25 goals, 42 assists for 67 points, 335 penalty minutes in the playoffs. After Terry retired, he briefly was a Boston Bruins color man on WSBK TV 38 with Fred Cusick. Eventually, he became a coach for the Bruins. First, he started co-coaching the Bruins with Mike Milbury for a time. In 1996, eventually he became the Bruins' full-time coach. He did it for parts of 3 seasons, 115 wins, 86 losses, and 26 ties. He led the Bruins to the 1988 Stanley Cup Finals when they got swept by the Edmonton Oilers, but he coached the Bruins when they finally beat Montreal in the playoffs in 1988 after like 45-year playoff futility in playoff series against the Montreal Canadiens. He left the Bruins after the 1988-89 season to take care of his son, who was actually battling like liver problems and stuff like that. He just wanted to take care of him. And ever since then, Terry O'Reilly's been part of the Boston Bruins Alumni Association. He plays in like the Bruins Legends games for charities and stuff for years. He played in like an alumni game at the Fenway Park in 2010 against celebrities and against the Boston Bruins alumni. He actually was an assistant coach for the New York Rangers for a couple of years. Before the NHL lockout in 2002, the Boston Bruins retired number 24 in his honor, and he deserved so to get that number 24 retired. Terry O'Reilly's never been nominated for the Hockey Hall of Fame, and his stats do not like suggest he's a Hockey Hall of Fame and stuff like that. He probably will never get in, but Terry O'Reilly's probably the toughest Bruins player of all time, physical and stuff. And he brought a lot of like heart and character to the Bruins when he played and stuff like that. And that's about it on him. That's about it on these video blogs for tonight. Hope you've been enjoying them, getting good feedback on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. 3 more video blogs coming tomorrow. First video blog will be the top 10 list of the 10 people that Vince McMahon should have wrestled in a wrestling match. This is a very funny list. Second video blog will be about MBTA bus route 85 from Kendall, MIT to Spring Hill in Somerville, Massachusetts. And the third and final video blog of the night, personality profile. The personality profile tomorrow will be about former Celtics player and coach and Pro Basketball Hall of Famer Casey Jones. Lots of great video blogs coming in the coming days, weeks, and months. And some of the things I'm probably going to be having subjects talking about, maybe Max 2, maybe the classic TV game show Sale of the Century, more MBTA bus routes, and maybe some restaurant reviews and other great stuff. It's going to be amazing. Personality profiles in the pipeline. It's going to be about Steve Nelson, Carlton Fisk, and so many others. And BMHS Memories will probably be a weekly occurrence. The next BMHS Memory will be June 29th. Not going to tell you what it is, but something very important that day happened in BMHS history. And have a good night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And like I always say at the end, keep calm, and I'm a Julie Brennan guy. In the words of Dr. Thomas Sharkey, this action will not be tolerated at BMHS. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.